Emma, in celebration of your first. Oh, start over. Hello and welcome to Hot Dipped. We have upgraded our talent significantly. Got these two lovely ladies here. How you ladies doing today?
Doing good. Nervous.
There's no need to be nervous. You guys are going to be a smashing success. But we have a really important and fun story for you guys today. A lot of people that know us know that many of us like our animals. We like our dogs. And there's reasons that run deeper, at least for me personally, than they're just cuddly and fun and that sort of thing and wagging their tail, happy to see you. So many people around here know, but some don't. I've suffered from chronic pain for many years after a car accident following a sports injury, and I've struggled with that. A lot of surgeries, in and out of hospitals, a lot of sleepless nights. You know, there's you try this medicine or this physical therapy or what have you, but nothing was really doing it for me until we got our first Labrador Retriever. And when you're on the couch at 2:30 in the morning, trying not to wake your wife or the family, and that dog can just sense when something's wrong and knows exactly the right thing to do and is willing to do it no matter what. And it was the best medicine I've ever found for chronic pain. So dogs have always been really important to me, and I've felt over the years I've met a lot of people on the same journey, struggling with pain, or maybe it's psychological pain or physical pain, whatever it is, but just not quite finding their place in the world. Things aren't quite going right, and I've thought to myself, maybe a few of them out there would benefit from having a pet. You know, and some of these pets are expensive and so on and so forth. So, with my family's blessing and their significant help, and my work family's blessing and significant help, everybody in this room and outside of this room has helped take care of our herd of dogs, and it's allowed us to give away over 30 dogs, um, free of charge. And we've changed how we do it over the years. You always want to make sure a dog goes to a loving home, and I think that's always happened, with the exception of one time. We were a little too reckless, I think, at first, Tammy and I, and me. Really, it's my fault. But just show up, put up a sign, and give away dogs, and you find out one of them had to be rescued.
Mm.
Yeah, so we started when we found out we were pregnant and expecting puppies. You identify prospective owners and you help them through the adoption process and make sure they all go to good homes, and they have. And I follow folks on social media and they are lighting up. And I like to think that at least some of them, some of those 31 people, have less pain than they would have had without the dog. But what are your guys' thoughts?
I would have to agree. I think pets bring a lot of different things to our life. Not only are they entertaining, sometimes they have their own little personalities, and that's what makes them so fun to be around. But I do agree that they're kind of an emotional support animal to have around. So,
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Their emotional support, they can be, I mean, if they're well trained enough, they can be service dogs. So,
And as I said, everybody in this room and outside this room is taking care of my dogs, and everybody in this room has dogs. But recently, Emma, I know you've had Cooper here,
yeah.
and he got a clean bill of health, I think.
He had a double ear infection, but other than that, he's pretty healthy still.
Well, that's good. I know I was worried it might be worse, but I'm glad. I'm not glad he has an ear infection, but I'm glad it's not worse. And then before that, Tessa has these two little dogs that she's using, these dachshunds for her FFA SAE project. And we went on vacation, and you said, "Yes, I'll help." And you took those two dogs home, brought them to work. And how was that experience?
It was actually really fun. It's almost a way for me to not get myself to get another puppy. Other than that, I mean, I love them. I love just taking care of animals in general. On top of that, they're just cute. They're happiness. So,
I think you said something important there too, because one thing I had noticed about myself, my problems didn't seem so big when I was responsible for not just my children and helping with my wife and home, but having another being that completely relied on you. And all of a sudden, you're not thinking about your problems as much, are you? You're taking care of that wonderful
mhm.
creature.
that is one thing I've noticed about having a dog. I do have two cats. We also had a fish that we got for Christmas, but he recently passed away.
Sorry for
But
your loss.
he lived a lot longer than I ever expected, so he did pretty good. But um, one thing about having a dog is, like, you don't realize how much your lifestyle changes, and it's been for the better. It gets me outside more, I get a lot more exercise. It's a good excuse for my fiancé to go outside and play catch, stuff like that, so it's been really nice for us too, not just having a cute little pet in our house, but it's also a good lifestyle change that we've had too.
Yeah, it's pretty much a responsibility. I mean, with people that do not have kids, that's the next step of it, I suppose.
I agree.
And I mean, to them, you're their whole life. So it's just one of those things that you just take into consideration whenever you're adopting one or, getting a puppy or an animal.
You bet. Now I can think of several, but I'd like to hear any terrific or funny or just weird pet stories that you might have. Start with you, Devin.
Okay, so my cats, well, all of my pets have very distinct personalities, but my older cat used to be kind of insane before we got him a cat to play with, our second cat. But my second cat is really unique in the fact that he likes weird things, Q-tips being one of them. I've also learned that I cannot leave crochet projects out around him because there was one day I was searching for my project that I was working on. So I'm walking all around the house. I can't find it. I'm like, oh Lord, where did I put it now? Well, I go to look upstairs, and there's my yarn stretching from the bottom all the way to the top of the staircase. And I knew instantly that it was my youngest cat because he's always trying to get into stuff he's not supposed to
It's
have.
always the youngest.
It is, and he's just got such a wild personality, but you cannot leave Q-tips out or else they'll be all over the floor, can't leave yarn out, and he just likes to they're just very particular in, like, what they like and what they do, and my older cat, he's really bad about climbing places he shouldn't, so there was one time he had somehow climbed on top of the fridge at our old place and was crawling all over the counters and the cabinets. So, I don't know, they'll get into a bunch of stuff if you let them.
Do you have any exceptional stories or remarkable stories about your pets?
Oh gosh. Considering I have had many pets, I honestly don't really have any for Cooper that I can think of right now, but I used to have a Shih Tzu. Her name was Sadie. Um I would say the very I guess the most entertaining thing about her was if her water bowl is empty, she would actually grab the water bowl and come to you to let you know that she wants water. And sometimes if she wants something, she kind of learned how to kind of say she want it. Like she'll say, I want it. Um, but I mean she was different for sure.
I was like a remarkable creature, but man, they're smart, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
I mean, speaking of smart, my funny story that I'd like to share today, one of our early Labrador retrievers was messing with me, as they like to do. The doorbell would ring, and I'd go check the front door, and nobody would be there. And I'd be like, what the heck is going on? After a couple times, and the dog had tried to barge itself in, I figured out the dog had rang the doorbell.
That's
So I had a
funny.
dog that could do that. And I guess another story, I had to share a second one. Labrador retrievers make great bird dogs. Everybody knows it. One of our Labrador retrievers is a great fish dog. She will bring nothing but crappie, always a crappie. She'll dump into that lake off that dock. She'll bring up a crappie and just deposit it by my feet. I'm like, oh, thank you. Please take the fish away. I love crappie, but not in this moment.
It's like, good for you, but no thanks.
That's right.
Got it.
But another question for you. I tend to think that children and animals are both exceptional evaluators of people's character. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
agree. I mean, my cats are they're a lot more timid about meeting new people than my dog is. She just loves everybody, every animal.
True words.
But I do think that they can generally tell, like, oh, this person loves pets or this person does not want me around them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can almost sense like the person's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if Cooper doesn't like somebody, they're not getting into your life, are
Oh
they?
yeah, for sure. Cooper, he is I don't wanna say he's antisocial, but he's very, protective, and whenever it comes to strangers, like, say, my best friend, she is very positive and very like, happy and bubbly, and the first time Cooper met her, he went straight up to her and wagged his tail and everything, but whenever it comes to just a random stranger, he is very, I guess, like, cautious, and if I don't know, like, I feel like they can just tell if they have good intent or bad intent, and if they have bad intentions, Cooper is usually barking a lot at the person.
Do you guys feel like dogs can take on the character traits of their owners, or is that a myth?
I think I've actually read something about that recently, and I would agree with it. I think they, especially dogs, they're very routine based. So I think they at least learn your habits and, what you do during the day. But I will say, like, so my dog loves water, she loves ice, and she has learned that whenever we get a cup out of the cabinet, and we start the ice, that she's gonna get a piece of ice. So you can even just open the cabinet and she's already running over to the ice maker. So I think it's stuff like that. It just makes me think that they really, really pick up on what we do, even though they can't do the things we do like a kid could. I do think they definitely pick up on things.
Absolutely. What say you, Emma? Does Cooper act like you or vice versa?
I don't think Cooper acts like me at all. I think it honestly it depends on their breed, but with Cooper, he has his own mind. If he doesn't wanna do something, he's not going to.
Hmm.
And if you force him, like, if I asked him for a hug and he won't and he runs away, I go and give him a hug, he would, like, kinda give a almost like a growl, but not really like, a mean growl. It's almost like, "Oh my god," kinda thing. Um, uh I honestly don't think Cooper would be anything like me at all, but, I mean, might have to ask Jim on that.
I've got an individualized question for each of you now. We'll start with you since you just brought up Jim. He's sitting out there. What's up, Jim? And Paul, how's it going out there? Jim is this macho dude. Like he's gonna get in here and work out for everybody one of these days, but he doesn't like dogs. But I hear he secretly does. What's the truth of the matter here?
Oh gosh. He probably really does love dogs, but he just doesn't want, people to know. He
Might
acts
yeah, it might
tough.
hurt his image a little bit, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't protect that.
exactly.
Nice. Now, Devin, over the years, I've seen an evolution of sorts in the way Meemaw reacts if a dog were to come near her house, or in her house. Never seemed something that would ever happen.
Yeah.
Now we had dogs growing up. I'm not saying that, but her
Mhm.
house was off limits. I've seen
Yeah.
a softening of that stance over the years. What are your thoughts?
I think she's definitely warmed up to dogs. Now, sometimes I don't, no offense, me mom, but sometimes I don't think she really knows what to do. But, mom, anytime she brought Ace there, somehow he'd end up inside in the kitchen, and that was fine. And we bring our dog there to play pretty often if the weather allows. And every time she's like, "How's your little granddaughter? Have my granddaughter." So I think she's definitely warmed up to them. And even one of the cats made its way up the hill recently and started feeding her for a few days. I'm like, she's never gonna leave, right?
Yeah, and I think that Poe loves animals. I mean, he loves everything,
Oh
though, doesn't
yeah.
he?
But I've told them for a while now that they should get a pet, and they're just like, "Oh, it's too much work." And yeah, sometimes, but it's rewarding at least. But
I think there is an element if it does get your mind off of your daily struggles, and we all have daily struggles, right?
yeah, but I do think it's just like you said earlier, sometimes when you realize you have another being to take care of, it's less about everything that's wrong with your life or, just it's makes it more positive and it kind of just gives you that little escape from everything else.
Yeah, they give you that, like, unconditional love. They don't judge
Yeah.
you. They're there for you. I mean, you're their life, basically.
And they're always excited to see you, like, no matter
Mhm.
if you're gone for just a few minutes. That's one thing I really notice, and I kind of take for granted sometimes when I come home. My dogs and cats all run in there and they're all excited to see me. And it's just some days I'm just in a rush to set my stuff down and get comfortable and rest or eat. But I was actually thinking about that yesterday. I'm like, wow, no matter what, she's always just so happy to see me. And I think they deserve a little more attention with that sometimes.
I'm glad you used the word deserve because I feel like that sometimes. Like, because I'll blow them off because I'm in a hurry. I got to go do the thing I'm doing. But the next time I show up, they're still just as willing to give you the love. I mean, it's unbelievable when you think about it.
And not, or go
Sorry.
ahead.
That's almost like with Cooper. Anytime anyone opens that garage door or the door into the garage, he would assume that, he's going. But whenever we tell him no, he would just sit there and look at you with that sad eyes. And whenever you come back, he's happy again. He's wagging his tail. It's like, that didn't happen. But I guess like with Cooper, he is definitely when you say no, he's gonna try. And there's times where I open that door, he just runs out. And as soon as like I opened my car door, he just hops right in. But the funny is that I think he is scared of the car ride itself, but he's still very willing to just hop right in.
He
Like
just wants to be with you guys.
That's right.
yeah, like
It's
as
that
soon as the
unconditional
car
thing.
starts and like goes, he starts shaking and like whining. But as soon as like, he gets to get out, he's fine. He's happy. It's like I just literally drove him down our driveway and back up to our garage. He was scared, but then as soon as I parked and then I let him out, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I just went for a cart ride. This is awesome."
Or
So
that on
happy.
adrenaline rush. From it.
Emma, I feel like just a moment ago you hit on another reason I love these animals. And I think humans may be able to learn a couple lessons about how we treat people, the way they treat other people. Like we could really screw up and ignore them when we shouldn't, and they have a short memory when it comes to grudges. Bam, don't we all know people, myself included, that hold on to those grudges way too long with the people in our lives?
Oh, yeah. I know I do.
So should we be a little more dog-like?
Probably.
Depends.
Depends, yeah.
Depends.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah.
But I think in general, just having a little more patience and understanding or, that unconditional love, I think that's important.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure you guys are appreciating this. Like I said, we've upgraded our talent. We've changed the format here, and in large part thanks to the folks in this room, and also Paul and Jim sitting out there. Jim's working out right now as we speak. But if you're appreciating the format, and I know you are, and you're appreciating these two lovely ladies and all the different guest hosts, let us know. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Folks, you have been hot dipped. Emma, in celebration of your first successful episode of Hot Dip, hopefully you have more, but I kind of forced you on this one, but you did fantastic. We'd like to hand out a couple gifts we give to all of our guests here. Devyn, you already have these, I think, I hope.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm leaving you out, and I feel terrible kind of about that.
I've got him.
All right, but anyway, next to Joe Boo here, we've got the Hot Dip mug, got the little mug inside of it. That's what's in here. Got the QR code on the back. Take you right to our episodes.
Thank you.
And we've got this wonderful book, Built Right. We've got this by Bryant and my good friend Mason here. It's a wonderful book. Every guest on our podcast show gets this book. It's very inspirational. These folks are very well written, and they have an impressive story. You're going to want to read that. But great job, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you for watching Hot Dipped. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell for future episodes.